I'm making this video right now, and this is one select video out of the here and there videos that I've made to either not be published or published publicly. And this is one video that I actually have a desire to actually genuinely post, and something that I want people to see. Like, I want them to see this if they want to see it. But this kind of hindsight goes into play with like what I just said, like with like I want people to see it. It kind of goes in hindsight with what I'm about to say. Every now and then, if I'm on YouTube or I'm scrolling out and on the internet, or if I'm looking at videos talking about media, music, and promotion, and getting, quote unquote, getting your name out there, like what I've gathered from this in my worldview is that, and not in my mind, in my conscience, is that people don't make art anymore to just be made and to be put out and not care about streams or numbers or a certain number attached to their name. They make it so they can be seen a certain way and they can be envied. Like, I'm not even gonna say look at certain artists, just like you kind of can see this energy that people emit and they give out when they talk about, like, this one guy. I'm not gonna put his name and I'm not gonna credit him for anything whatsoever because I completely partially disagree with some of the stuff he says, but he said in the video how you have to have a gimmick and you have to have an image for yourself in order for you to get out there, which is, in my opinion, right now, in this moment, is false. Like, you don't have to have this something for people to look at you. Like, if they resonate with the words that you're uttering, whether it be I'm gonna just say in just your music alone, then they're gonna gravitate towards it. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying to not promote your music, but when I do promote my music, I over-explain myself. I over-explain myself in the sense that I'm maybe typing a big long paragraph, like when I dropped my album back in, I think, January or February. I'm not 100% sure, and that's not a subliminal message for me. I'm having deja vu right now because I literally just said the same thing a couple months ago, like 2 months ago, a month ago. I'm not saying that as for you to go check out my album. Like, you can do whatever the fuck. Nobody's gonna see this video, but what I will say is that people don't make art just to make it anymore. They make art so they hope to have streams. And I'm saying this because I am in this exact same shoes right now. Like, I'm about to put this EP out and I'm hoping that it's going to go viral and I'm going to be envied and people are going to give me, quote unquote, all good positive feedback and all this and like hype me up. But like, guess what? All that's doing is, if that hypothetically happened, it's just boosting my ego. And at the end of the day, I only need myself. And the art that I put out is art that I desire from my soul and existence to put out. At the end of the day, throughout all my ego and the fact that I desire streams and I want streams and I want 2,000 to 10,000 monthly listeners, like, I don't care. I was about to say I don't matter, and to a lot of people, I don't matter. We're people that are existing, and the fact of the matter is, everybody is commercializing art. That art was meant to be created. Yes, it was meant to be perceived and seen and up for debate, but that's people making negatives out of it now. Like, people are debating art, debating albums, and making harsh and negative connotations of art and all this shit. And like, look at Anthony Fantano. He literally makes money. He makes money off people. He makes money off shitting on albums that he doesn't like and also liking albums that he likes. He picks and chooses and he makes revenue off that. So that's the example right there. But my whole thing is that I'm saying this out of partial anger, and people, like, hypothetically, if they commented, they'd be like, oh, well, you're just saying this out of anger because you're not seeing an outcome, and da-da-da-da, and you don't have streams, you don't have a fan base, you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have this in your hands, you don't have this in your grasp. That's not true. And because part of my ego is that, yes, I want streams, like I said, once again. But once I want it, it's like everybody I just spoke to this about a certain person I'm not going to disclose, but I just said that on the phone. I said, once people get what they want, what they've been wanting, a lot of the people that get what they want, they don't want it anymore. Like every time in the back of my head that I get a good positive feedback, if I do, because I barely post, because I don't want to fucking post my music. And at the same time, yeah, I want it to be by chance and I want to get lucky, but luck is selective, right? That was good for me. That's my quote, is that luck is selective. And with luck chooses, God is luck. And God's going to choose, what is good and what is bad in a sense. No, scratch, that's not good. That's not good. But luck is selective. That's what I will say, because I'm not going to involve God with this, because God's not going to have anything to do with this. But luck is selective, and the people who have been big, yes, they've had connections. Like this dude in this video that I was talking about a little bit before, he was talking about connections and like, you have to have a gimmick, bro. Like, and he's like, stop being mysterious. Like, stop being mysterious and acting like you have a fan base. And he's just echoing what other people are saying. Like, people have platforms by just saying what other people are saying. Like, you're saying the same shit over and over again. That's what I'm hearing. You're just saying the same shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. Don't have a gimmick. Have a gimmick. Have connections. And what people obviously mean by connections, they mean producers. They mean people who are quote unquote higher up in the music realm, or just, people in general who have quote unquote status. These people are only going to like you. Some people are only going to like you. It's talked about music a lot and in life in general. Some people just like you because of that check you have by your name, or that number you have by your name. And they measure you by that. They don't measure you on, obviously, I know you've heard this before, what I'm about to say. They don't measure you on how you are as a person, and they don't have their own formulated worldview of you as a person. Like, they don't. They formulate their own off of what numbers you have next to your name. Like, I look at somebody like HAHAHAHA. HAHAHAHA has 14.637 thousand followers on Instagram, and he has no posts whatsoever on Instagram. And on YouTube, he's got multiple semi-viral videos, and he makes music, and he's a great musician all around. He's amazing. But apparently his personal life and his music life wants to be kept separate, and I can't do anything but applaud him for that and say that that's true. And that's what people need to make. Like, they don't need to make their whole life about being a musician and separate being a human being from being a musician. And that's why people are so parasocial. People are so parasocial, worrying about other people. And I can say this because I've been doing it too, genuinely and truly. I'm not just saying that to ease people. I'm saying that because I've been doing that too. I'm not going to say every single human being does that, but a good amount of human beings do that. So yeah, a lot of the art, quote unquote, the art industry now is about envy, and it's not being perceived in a pure way anymore. Like, people are just they're evaluating people based off numbers, and it's pretty fucking sad. I have this one person in my mind right now that I'm thinking of, this musician, and if he didn't have any numbers, then people wouldn't be talking about him as much. And it's just sad, but back to what I was talking about, Haylog, is that, you know, he's got these followers. He's got like, I think 1,155, somewhere around there on TikTok. And I'm not sure how many monthly listeners he has on DSPs, but, you know, like, I wonder, how did he get that platform? And yes, I can go research it, and I will here and there, probably. But I'm just wondering, like, you get that number out of nowhere, and that's just making me envy you. So, you know, and a lot of people will take me saying this as like jealousy, or, you know, like saying like, oh, well, you're mad that you're upset, or you're mirroring that you're not getting results, so you're just shitting on other people. No, I'm applauding him and the success that's came to him. So yeah, but yeah, that's kind of just my, it's not a rant. I'm not going to call this a rant at all whatsoever. I'm not going to label and classify it as that. But it's just the fact that people make art a lot about money now. Like, yes, it's talked about, like, I think Bon Iver talked about it a little bit in this, like, he made this song with the piano. I forgot what song it is, but I'm pretty sure it's called Art is Dead. And art is dead in a way, because people make art about money now and fucking financial gain and bullshit that you cannot take with you when you cease to exist on earth. Like, you cannot take this. People jokingly talk about it in rap and in music all the time. You can't take this shit to your grave, da-da-da-da. Like, and people, you know, rightfully so, they don't take that seriously, because people don't say it seriously like I am now. Like, you cannot take this with you when you die. You cannot take your brain with you when you die. You can't. So that's about it. And yeah, I just keep thinking about that dude that made that video. He just, like, it's so stupid, bro. He's like, you have to have a gimmick, and it's like, he's basically telling you in a summary of what he says in that video, which, once again, like I said, I'm not going to credit him. I'm not going to state his name, because then if that happens, hypothetically, his couple of thousand followers they're going to attack me for no apparent reason. They're going to leave comments and shit, and I ain't got time for that. But he's essentially, in summary, like I said, like, he's trying to give these people a playbook, and all it's doing, in a lot of people that I know for sure, is it's going to stress a lot of people out, because they feel like they have to follow this literal agenda in a playbook. Like, you know, and he was talking about, what I will say, rightfully so, that was good of what he was talking about, is like algorithm times and when to post. But people who have short-term memory loss are not going to be able to remember to post and promote, quote unquote, promote and post their videos and or music at those specific times, unless they write them down. And even if they do write them down, like me, I write down reminders in my notes, but I forget that those reminders are there. So at the end of the day, you're gonna fucking forget either way. So it's a fuck fest either way. Like, we're all fucked either way, like a lot of negative people say, which I'm not negative. So, but yeah, I'm gonna put an overlay on this video so it's not just a black screen. And yeah, I think I have an idea of a title for this video, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, make art for yourself and not for other people.